is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are back with another episode of Lions Latest, going to the latest Detroit Lions news. And today, we're here with a late night episode, so I'll try to make it short, sweet, and quick. But man, we got some big news that we have to discuss. Alim McNeill has officially been paid. So let's get it started. Welcome everybody to our video. Glad you guys are here. And yes, we're back with some Detroit Lions news. And it is about time that Alim McNeill has gotten the bag from the Lions. We all expected this to happen. It was just when. I can remember talking before the season start, like, hey, should the Lions just get this thing done early? Because they're going to pay the guy just to get ahead of it, potentially save a little bit more money, because we know it's all about timing. And it has officially happened now. Coming off of maybe his best game of the season, where he absolutely torched the Dallas Cowboys. And now he's going to be even more important going forward without Aiden Hutchinson. His value to play nose tackle and as our 3 technique in this defense, that versatility is going to be very important, as well as just giving us pass rush production we need it. And it has officially happened, signing on a 4-year $97 million contract extension with $55 million guaranteed is what we are told. Now, we don't have all the contract details on the situation. I don't know if that's fully guaranteed. If it is, that'd be the third most. $24.25 million per season, which would set him at 4th most in terms of per year for an interior defensive lineman right now in the NFL. And again, we know all of this is really about timing, but if you go back to that 2021 draft class, really the only guy that's gotten paid on the defensive line from the draft class now before Alim McNeill was Christian Barmore, which was extremely well-deserved, $21 million per year. Unfortunately, he's dealing with some health issues over there, so praying for him. That's it. That's the only guy that's really gotten paid from this. And if you look at this 2021 draft class for the Lions, which got it all started, it was incredible. It's pretty well known as like the best draft class for any team, if not the second best into that year. We've already paid now Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now you add Alim McNeill to that mix. We're seeing Levi take off this season because he's healthy. Derek Barnes, I kind of expect him to get extended on some sort of deal. He's just probably out for the season. You also have Jermar Jefferson, who's stuck around now with the Lions, as well as Ife Melifonwu, who, as we know, broke out last season. It just so happens that he's on IR right now, and then hopefully at some point we'll get to see him this season. And you have guys like Jerry Jacobs from that draft class who are big contributors to this team. This draft class was incredible for the Lions. I don't think we need to spend a ton of time here. We know the contributions that Alim McNeill has made to the Lions, but I will say, going back to that 2021 draft class when we added Alim McNeill, and remember Brad Holmes saying, you know, looking at the board, the depth at receiver, we end up landing St. Brown, so it worked out beautifully, that he was the only last pure nose tackle on the board. And that was the original, you know, vision for him. Like, he was a nose tackle for this Lions defense. He was going to anchor this Lions defense in time, and he's done just that. But also, it was the pass rush upside. I'll tell you what, man, Brad Holmes absolutely nailed the evaluation with Alim McNeill and that scouting department, talking about the upside of being a pass rush player. He even brought up the fact that he felt like this could be a sub package player, which, if you watch this last Dallas game, he was out there in sub packages, and now he's definitely going to have to do that for the Lions.
Here, really, McNeil is the only real nose tackle.
Alim is another one that, you know, for a big nose tackle that's powerful at the point of attack, you know, he has a lot of upside. He has quickness. You know, he has the ability to do some stuff inside and sub nickel stuff. So he has some upside as a rusher as well. So have the ability to rush the passer. So that's definitely one that, you know, if they show the upside to do that, and they have the quickness and length to have a pass rush upside, then that's always a bonus.
You then combine him this season with DJ Reader, and I believe you have the best interior defensive lineman duo in the National Football League, a defense that's allowing 4.2 yards per carry as well as only 83 yards per game. But I think the significance is what they do when they don't have extra bodies in the box. What they were able to do with 6-man boxes this last game against Dallas, the way that DJ Reader can play multiple gaps, and that Alim McNeill's been able to do that as well. Play this gap and a half style, just clog lanes in the interior, but also at pass rush. I mean, if you go by Pro Football Focus, the Detroit Lions right now have the 6th highest graded defensive lineman, which is Alim McNeill, and the 9th highest graded interior defensive lineman, which is DJ Reader. They have 2 top 10 graded interior defensive linemen. They are studs in the interior. And what Alim McNeill has done so far this season, over the last 2 games, 13 pressures combined. And if you go back to last year, he had 34. 30 of those 34 pressures were over 8 of 13 games, so it was kind of clumped together, and sometimes that can happen. You're playing backup into your offensive lineman, and that's just how it goes. But you look at this last game against Dallas, where Alim McNeill took off with, I believe it was 7 pressures. He had 4 of those against Zach Martin in one-on-one situations on only 8 pass rush attempts. What Alim McNeill was doing, and just going back and watching that game alone, if that's the only thing you've seen of Alim McNeill, you say to yourself, like, wow, this guy can really get after it. He's a problem in the interior. His get-off is incredibly effective. It is threatening immediately off the line of scrimmage. damage. He's got a lot of twitch in his game now. You see the suddenness as a pass rusher. Of course, we've seen the variety as a pass rusher as well when leaning into kind of the strength as a pass rusher. You see the push-pull wins. You see the hand usage. The one that he had against Zach Martin where he kind of used the windshield wipers and then popped him in the chest and just ran him back. But also winning with power, but also with the fluidity, his footwork, being able to get an edge. And this is a guy with like the elite measurements or the elite length, so he's had to continue working on finishing off these run plays and as an interior defensive lineman being able to close an edge as a pass rusher. And the way that he's developed, to me, the biggest thing about Alim has been the fact that he's been able to take on the responsibility of going from the vision of a nose tackle into now kind of being that 3 technique for this Lions defense without having Levi and needing someone that could handle that role. So you bring in Isaiah Buggs, you bring in Braddock Martin. It's like, hey, Alim, can you be that 3 technique? Yeah, I'm going to get my body right. I'm going to shed some weight, but I'm still going to be really good against the run. I'm actually going to have my best season against the run after doing this. And then also, I'm going to now be a bigger pressure piece for you defensively. And last season, 9.7% of his pass rush snaps turned into pressures. So far this season, 10% of his pass rush snaps have turned into pressures. He is a well-rounded interior defensive lineman that, to me, that ability to play both of those roles has been the biggest thing for Alim McNeill. That is the most important thing for us, and it's going to be very important, like I said, now when you have a guy like Kyle Pecco, who is likely out for the season, that he can play both of those spots and bring value to both of those spots. For the season, 16 pressures, that's 14th in football. He's got 3 sacks, that's 8th in the NFL. He had a couple in this last game, and then back to last season, which was his breakout year, 34 pressures on the season, 5 sacks. He was playing at an elite type of level. And when I'm looking at the guys that were paid or getting paid more per year above him currently at this time on interior defensive linemen, you have Christian Wilkins, who is going on to his 2nd deal now with the Las Vegas Raiders. I would way rather pay Alim McNeill. I liked Wilkins, but I didn't like him that much when it came down to free agency. So way rather pay Alim McNeill. So I love that. I think that we have the better player there straight up. I mean, forget the age for a second. I just think we have the better player there. You have Justin Madubuike, similar in terms of production so far this season, 20 pressures, 3 sacks. He's also 26 years old, similar in age as well. And then you have Chris Jones, who's maybe the best interior defensive lineman in football. And it kind of puts the Lions with one of the best interior defensive line duos together for the next couple of seasons, hopefully with DJ Reader. But this is that block on this defensive line moving forward, and soon it'll be Aiden Hutchinson. Those will be the 2 blocks of this defense going forward. And it's been about that growth for Alim McNeill to be able to take on more responsibility, develop like he has. You look at what he's already done this season. He didn't even play a full game against Arizona. He played 16 snaps. Didn't play a full game against Dallas because we were blowing them out. And he's already got 16 pressures on the season. And that has been the foundation. I mean, that's how they wanted to start this thing off, was going through the trenches. Penei Sewell getting paid. He is the foundation. He kind of starts it all. They paid for Eric Bragg now. They've locked that down. And now defense line, we know they have to lock that down. And they've began to do that here with Alim McNeill. And soon it will be Aiden Hutchinson to kind of lock down both trenches. That's who this team is. That's who they've been since Dan Campbell's gotten here. And now they have dialed in kind of those pieces. Their core pieces are getting paid. And again, this is one that we all expected to happen. It was just kind of, when is Alim McNeill going to get paid? This is incredibly well deserved. And while we'll be able to get a better grasp of kind of Lions' financial situation and who's under contract and what needs they'll have during the offseason, if you just look at their rosters heading into next season in terms of who's under contract, and you can even go beyond this year, there's really not many holes on the roster because these are guys that you believe in. And when you look at this roster, you're not looking at it saying in a lot of spots like we need massive upgrades here, because you feel good about a lot of these spots. You look at this roster next season, you feel good about a lot of these positions. Now with Alim McNeill in there next to DJ Reader, defensive line looks great on paper. Yeah, you need some edge rusher help, but there's really not a lot of glaring holes on this team, and the Lions continue to fill it out. One of the biggest reasons for this financially is timing, the way they can set these up off of each other. But secondly, it's the lowered dead cap. It has dropped significantly since the first year with Brad Holmes, where it was astronomical. And now going forward, he's really going to have to earn this money because now we need him. We need him to be this really special player that's continued to get better and grow and improve. It hasn't been all about the measurables. It's been about the technique. He's so sound. He's so efficient. It's been just getting better, getting his body in the right shape, and being able to take on multiple roles and just kind of plug into different spots is incredible for a young player to take on that kind of responsibility and really lead the charge of a defense that went from awful against the run to consistently one of the best defenses against the run in the NFL. And now, again, like I said, they're taking on more responsibility as a whole in the interior. He's held it down there with a rotation of nose tackles over last season, and now he's got one next to him, and the Lions have an elite interior defensive line duo. So well-deserved for Alim McNeill. Now we need him to continue to be incredible because we don't have Aiden Hutchinson, and I expect that he will. Alim McNeill, well-deserved. Happy you got paid, man. Great fit for the Lions. Great culture fit, and just a heck of a player. Leave it there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you, Prop, for watching, and I'm out.